Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is episode 85 here, October 15th, 2018 of the Michael Pina Sr. Show, and I'm your host, Michael Pina Sr. Listen, Gary Vaynerchuk said, help create the culture by doing the right thing. And that's what we have at UPS. That's what we have at the Teamsters. That's what I try to create here on my show, is a culture. And we all have to create the culture by doing the right thing. And I thank all my new subscribers. Thank you for liking, following, commenting. I'll try to reach out and shout out to some of you as I go along in my shows. And, this is what we need to do. We need to create the culture. We got to continue to speak. We got to continue to have a place where we can, talk to each other from across the country. And it's not just about the Teamsters, the 260,000 Teamsters at UPS coming together. It's about the 1.4 million Teamsters across the country coming together for the American good. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the issue of the $15 an hour. And I know Tom B, he's a long-time listener of mine, brought up a situation about how nurses in like New Mexico are afraid of the $15 an hour becoming minimum wage, where McDonald's workers, Amazon workers, UPS workers will be making $15 an hour, which is that top rate of pay. I just want to address that a little bit by telling and saying, first of all, the rate of inflation has gone up at least 3% a year. And the salaries have not followed that rate of inflation. Starting pays and minimum wage have not followed that rate of inflation. If you're in a job that's only paying you $15 an hour and that's your full-time job, you went to school for the wrong thing. You got to find yourself something to create a bigger shovel. And for those of you who follow me and listen to me, you understand that means to make more money. If you're not living in an area where you can make more money, you got to find an area that you can make more money. Because here goes the thing. We as Teamsters need to be the leaders in the economic revolution, basically, for the American worker. We need to be the leaders. We don't need to be the ones behind. Everybody needs to follow us, and it hasn't been like that. And I said before, I blamed Hoffer. I blamed the upper management of the Teamsters for this and what's been going on. They've got their backroom deals. Hoffer says that he was going to exercise his constitutional right and to put through the agreement with UPS. And I'll tell you why he had that right to do that. Less than 50% of the Teamsters voted on whether or not to put this agreement through. So we all had a chance to vote. The 260,000 of us at UPS, and less than 50% voted, which gave Hoffer the opportunity. Now, it also says that it's supposed to be the last best offer. This was the first offer, as William, Local 623 from Philly pointed out. Also Craig from Local 639 pointed out. This was not the best offer. And this is what pisses us off about the ones who did vote no. Okay? And somebody saying and somebody commenting, they're pissed off at these guys that are trying to change what's going on, change the culture. I want to help change a huge societal culture. Okay? And it goes back to a lot of you guys are new listeners and girls are new listeners. Go back to my episodes. I'm a financial coach. And a big problem in America today is the $1.4 trillion of student loan debt that's out there. Okay? And you've got these nurses out in New Mexico that are afraid that UPS worker or McDonald's worker is going to be making the same amount of money as them. Well, you shouldn't have gone to school for something that's only going to pay you $15 an hour and you come out with student loan debt. All right? You've got to be able to research. If you're going to school, it better be something utilitarian that you're going to school for. And what I mean by that is to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be, there's certain things that you need to have a college education for. You better not be going to school for basket weaving or, to speak, German polka dancing or something, whatever. All right? It has to be something utilitarian. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of you don't even have a need to go to college anymore. And the thing is, when I was growing up, that was the thing. Go to college, you come out with a degree, you're going to make more money. That's not necessarily true anymore. And I'll use this as an example. Everybody wants to be an architect. Everybody wants to be the guy that sits behind the desk, and everybody wants to be the guy who does the designs and gets somebody else to work for them. Nobody wants to be the builder. All right? Well, guess what? Back in the day in the 70s, the Brady Bunch era, Mike Brady was an architect. Nobody was going to school for that. The competition wasn't what it is today. Now everybody's going to school for web design and going to school for these different things. Now the competition is so fierce that these companies can pick and choose what they want and who they want. You're going to be the best of the best now to get these kind of gigs. And what's happening, people are going to school to be an architect, and all of a sudden they're finding they can't get work in that field, and they're getting work at whatever it is they can do, but they've got $200,000 of student loan debt, and they can't even pay it back. So you aren't in that situation, or if you've put yourself in that situation, it's your fault. If you start blaming people, you start blaming others, you've lost. And I don't do that. I don't lose. And here goes the thing. The builders, the drivers, the manual laborers are starting to become the rarity. They are the ones that need to be paid. They are the ones that need to be kept in the position that they are. And if you disagree with me, let me know. That's okay. You can let me know. All right? And as people become more self-aware, they're going to realize, I don't need to go to college. And I'm telling you right now, and I always obviously I work at UPS, so I use it as an example. There's other jobs out there like this, as this example for UPS. You don't need to go to college. You become a full-time driver at age 21 at UPS. And they are hiring, all right? I was told they're hiring 2,000 more drivers in our district this upcoming year. So they are hiring. They're going to be looking for full-time drivers. Become a full-time driver. In 4 years' time, you'll be making $100,000 a year. So by the time you're 25, you're going to be making $100,000 a year. You work my plan, and for a lot of you who don't know my plan, it's very simple. 3 principles, and I dig deeper into it depending on where you are and what individual type of characteristics I need to work with you with. But here goes the thing. Live on less than you make. Stay out of debt. Put away 15% of everything that you make. You become a UPS driver making $100,000 a year, you follow my plan. And if you're having trouble with this plan, I can help you. Live on less than you make. You got to have a great budget. I can help you with that. Coach P2210@yahoo.com. That's how you live on less than you make. You got to have a great budget. Number 2, get out of debt, stay out of debt. We go through the baby steps, and I can explain that to you later on, or you can scroll through and see some of the baby steps and you'll get a better understanding what I'm talking about. Get out of debt, stay out of debt. Put away 15% of everything that you make. I talk about in other shows, and I'll be on podbean.com, and you can see and listen to what I'm doing with my investments. So you can learn where to put your money of that 15%. I'll guarantee you, if you do this, 20-year time, your net worth will be worth more than $1 million without going to college. So the practicality of this is that you don't need student loan debt. You don't need to go to college if you're not going to college for something that's utilitarian within that school. You don't need to do this. You can work at UPS. You can make $100,000 a year. You can be a millionaire within 20 years. If that sounds good to you, let me know. My point being is that we need to be able to teach the new guys coming in how simple this can be. And unfortunately, the new millennials today, and anybody out there, this is another thing that pisses me off, anybody out there that says the new millennials are lazy, guess what? Look at your own generation. Don't tell me there weren't lazy people within your generation, because I know in my generation there was. There still are. All right? So the new millennials have different things that we didn't have, but it doesn't make them all lazy. I know a lot of hardworking millennials out there. But the problem is, just like Craig from Local 639 says, he expects to see people coming to UPS working 2 to 3 years, and then they're out of there. They're going to quit. The new guys, like he says, just want to go there, work, get paid, and go home. They don't give a shit about what else is going on. All the things that I'm talking about and the things that's going on. Because here goes the thing. They all believe they're going to be millionaires anyway. They just think that UPS is just a stop to the top. And that's fine for some of them. But as more people become self-aware and where they're at, they'll understand the practicality of it all. Is that if you stay at a job and you do the things that I'm telling you to do, then you're going to be a millionaire right where you're at. We need to help the new guy coming in. We need to educate them on this. That's how we become stronger as a union. I'll get in deeper about other things, but right now I just wanted to talk about that 15 bucks an hour. To me, that's garbage. It's still garbage. And somebody commented about it. They were sick of it because they do pay incredible benefits at UPS. That's what will keep the workers there. If somebody's going there just to work for a couple of years, the benefits don't mean shit to them. Young kids today can stay on their parents' insurance until they're 26 years old. They don't care about the benefits until they're 26. So, I know I went a little deeper maybe than I wanted to a little bit today, but I mean, we've got to be able to continue to stay together, and I keep on commenting that. Comment on this show. Share this show. Educate the new people. Don't intimidate. Educate, don't intimidate. Let's be able to do this together. And, you know, this is where the show's bringing me, so this is what I'm going to ride it out as. If you got something you want me to talk about, you let me know. I'll always try to bring up anybody and everybody that I possibly can. And I want to make sure that we continue doing the right thing together. So listen, until next time, I want to win. I want to help you win. So let's win together.